Here we are at the Fuji International Speedway, and I'm doing this because I want to just try and get better at talking and driving, because I get very distracted when I'm trying to drive and it's not good. So I'm gonna see if I can give a running commentary through this while I'm driving, just to let it go. So here we go, we'll go on to the massive long straight here. Now this corner's a hairpin, so you gotta be heavy braking right about there, pick your marker. That's from a faster lap before. So you come round, try and stick to the line, keep it tight around there, make sure you're accelerating. Now here's a corner I'm not very good at. You want to brake sort of at the 75 yard and accelerate away. Obviously, as you can see, you can get away with being a bit later than that, but we are catching up to it. Here's a bit of an awkward corner. It's almost like a hairpin oval, but it straightens out in the middle, so you gotta be careful of that. Here's a massive opening runoff area around that left-hander. Here we come to a right-hander, another right-hander, followed by this really tight hairpin. Now you need to be really slow for this. I usually brake about that sign. That's usually a good place to start, and then you come round. Bit of braking, it's really easy to go over, as you see there. Coming round now. Now these corners are actually pretty awkward because they're all uphill, they're all blind, so you can't see what's at the top, and they're all sort of following into one another, so you really got to take your apexes here, as you can see running over the curb a bit here. Coming round again. This one's probably the most awkward one that leads onto the main straight, because it's very wide, very misleading. A lot of people tend to run either wide or too short onto that, and they end up going really slow or not fast, or too fast and overshooting. Anyway, here we go back onto the main straight for a 1:33.8, which ain't that bad, to be honest. I've had better, as you can see, but here we go, we're gonna go again. Again, try and improve. Take as much apex as you can, because you get a bit ahead there, not by much though. Then we're gonna head down here, brake at the 75, let off a bit, accelerate away. Then here's probably my worst corner, straightens out. You can actually do this flat out sometimes, but I don't like doing it like that because it slows you down in the long run and you come out on the opposite side, so you still have to switch over, but which can be bad in a race scenario. But anyway, coming back round here, gonna go straight on and then back again, try and take, not really need to take the apex there, but here we go. Then into the hairpin. This one you want to take a lot of apex, but I miss it just a tiny bit, so you can accelerate away, bit of turning, not much though. You can probably get around it. Here you need to just be early on the brakes, gentle around it. Then easy to lock up if you're playing with that. Then as you come round here, these corners all follow into one another, so it can be really awkward to try and adjust where your braking zone is. That probably wasn't the best line to take, but there we are, straighten up back onto the straight. We've got 3 seconds, we might make it, might not. If so, this will be a flying lap. Yeah, 1:32.7, I'll take that. It's just under 5/10 of my other one, and then if we had time, that'd be even faster, but that's how you're supposed to do that hairpin. Right, so we're going into the race now. Now I did actually learn that you have to take 2 sets of compounds to this, or you will get a 20-second penalty, because I actually learned that the hard way when I was in the last race that I'd done, and I'd done 2 stints on the mediums and I got P1, managed to undercut the guy in the pits, and then got a 20-second penalty and dropped down to P7. I was gutted, I didn't know what was going on, because they didn't really make it that clear in the options menus. Like, it doesn't say anything here, it doesn't say anything on the screen, it doesn't show anything. I think it shows some on the entry screen, but I didn't see it. So, but yeah, anyway, qualified P3, which ain't bad. There's about 2 temps separating us from the top 3, so all pretty equal. Warm up is pretty useless, but setup wise I am using the Logitech G29, but the shifter and clutch don't really work with it, so we're just using the flappy paddles, as you can probably hear. But yeah, I like this wheel. It's it's not too bad, it's not loud, but it's got a really good, decent set of pedals, and obviously it just works. I like the feel of it, I like the grip, I like the way it turns. It's got a nice size to it, so you're not sort of overly crossing your hands. But as you can see, one guy just lost it then. This one's a bit useless because it takes so long to get out of the pits sometimes. You gotta take it a bit slow. But yeah, a good thing to practice anyway is trying to drive in the slipstream of people. As you can see, some guy getting a 0.5 second penalty for going wide. Yeah, because a lot of people think they can take lines a lot slower, and then yeah, so at the bottom there, covered up by the online save logo, it's just telling you the tyre requirements. But you don't really have to manage fuel in this. I know I have to have a few times, but you know, at the end of the day, you've got like 15-16 laps of fuel to burn through in 13 laps, so you should be alright. Anyway, there's me in the green livery. I did actually qualify P1, and then I think the first time I ever done this I was qualified P11, and I finished about 6th, which I didn't think was that bad, but yeah. Anyway, strategy does play a big part in this. I do like the sport mode races where you got strategy, because it adds another layer of competition to it. You know, you can obviously try and undercut someone by boxing earlier, but that might not always work because it's a bit like, there we go. Anyway, it's a bit different to a lot of racing games, because obviously in like F1 2019 for example, you can just shout to your engineer, hey, what's this guy's tyres like? And he goes, yeah. Anyway, this guy's going to make a late dive to the inside, and he takes them both out. Unfortunate for that guy, but hey ho. And it just lets us slide into the lead here. Now coming up to the bad corner. There we go, that wasn't too bad. But yeah, I'm going to come under some serious pressure from the guy behind. See if I can get around here. Nice and tight, here we go. Now you got to use all the track here. As you can see, we're putting some distance between him and us already. Nice and slow around. It's really difficult to use anything but the length of the track in that corner, unless you turn in too early, which, let's be honest, is a bit hard to do considering it's so narrow. But anyway, coming around these, I actually don't like these corners. You have to run wide and then not wide, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on what you need, because for example there, if I needed a fast getaway, then I would have been screwed. But because I'm coming under pressure onto the main straight here, he's going to try and use the slipstream as someone runs right there. I put my wheel on the grass, but it's not too bad. We are losing a significant amount of time to him, so we have to see how he pans out. I'm going to keep it straight though, I'm not going to move. It's a bit too late to do this far on. Anyway, look for the braking zone, plant your foot down. Now away you go. Oh yeah, he's catch up, but he's losing it a bit. I believe that's a back marker. Don't know what he's doing, but we're going to have to lap him fairly soon. Hope you had a clean race, and as I say that, I'm going to come ahead and just cut in front of this guy. He's going to dive down the outside though, which is the optimal line into this hairpin, but this hairpin isn't really the best place to brake. Yes, yep, he's going to just about outbrake him there, come right across. Unlucky for that guy, he spun out, but yeah, trying to use as much track as possible to keep this guy behind me. Now I believe that is the guy that went for that really late dive we saw on lap 1, and if so, I really need to watch out for that. But he's going to come under pressure by Chef Bob 821 there, so he's going to have to be fighting with that. Sorry, that's good for us because it means when they're fighting, that will slow them down, so I can just use my time to get a getaway. bit of a break. But yeah, as you can see, fighting does cost a significant amount of time, so... Oh! And he's going to barge my way past. Completely unparalleled. Almost turned into me there, but he's just stopped on track for whatever reason. Gonna have to let this guy get away a bit. We'll see what we can do. But yeah, I've started options on the mediums, as I believe pretty much everyone else has, which is fair enough. I'll give him credit where it is due. They did all thought the same thing, you know, qualify on the mediums and then you can switch them out later in the race. But what I tend to find is the undercuts tend to work better on this, so maybe starting on a hard tyre anyway would have been a bad idea. You know, easy to get undercut on this circuit is very easy to overtake at times. You know, there's a big straight with a lot of slipstreams speed, but I believe they're changing that in the next update, so people just got to enjoy it while they can. He's taking the wider line, as you can see, misses the apex, which is why I tend to not take it, because otherwise you can't really accelerate away. But he's going to try and put some distance between us. We're just catching him tiny bits, but yeah, we're going to try keep our distance, let him do what he needs to do while still putting pressure on him. You know, massively catching up now. I'm going to brake. Braking's one of the hardest things to judge when you're biting. He's gone wide, am I going to get it, keep him there. He's just in front of me, but I've got the optimum braking line, and he's going to come in front of me. I have to brake to let that happen. Both hit the pole. Obviously I need to improve on that corner, but we're going to let him, going to take the battle to him. I've got the optimum line coming through here, but he's just going to manage to squeeze in front. I'm going to keep my nose in though, see what I can do. Come round here, brake, see what's going to happen here. I think I'll let bit of contact, just a bit friendly though. Nothing to worry about. No one spun off. I take it a bit wide, might get a penalty for that. No, we're good. But yeah, this is what happens when you take the wide line, and now he's just going to come and take that place back. Maybe I'll have time to get away. I'm going to put a bit of distance, but he'll just be doing exactly what I'd done to him last round. This track really seems to wear out the left front tyre. It's excruciating on the left front because there's so many left-handers that you've got to power onto. Right, he's right next to me, so I'm going to give him some space. Let him take it. He's got me just about. Use a bit of engine braking there to make sure I don't lose as much time. As you can see, I really need to improve coming through this corner set. But yeah, I should probably show you the setup for this. So I use traction control 2. I think it's good for this car, particularly when you're on something like degrading mediums, which I am now, because the car still has that stability that you're looking for with traction control, but it doesn't hold you back. So I find that as he makes a mistake there, just about catches it, get lucky going into ghost because he brake checks. But yeah, anyway, I feel like traction control 2 is good because it's not only the, sorry, I'm just trying to concentrate. It's not the thought, yeah, it's not got the holding back that traction control 3 and 4 do. Because if you notice, I want to feel like when I put my foot down, I want to know that my power's going to go to the wheels, but I don't want to have the burden of putting one wheel off the track like on a straight and instantly losing it. I'm going to go for a late dive in here, see if I can make it stick. Yes, I can. Beautiful overtaking there. This guy's been a really good sport as well. I'm glad that he's keeping it nice and fair and clean. Have to brake a bit, accelerate through. But yeah, he's just got me in this corner section here. If I, you know, not exactly too sure of the optimum line here, but I'm just going to use as much track as I can, try and stop him from going around me. But he's just going to take the inside, neck and neck now. Going to try and squeeze him a bit, put him under a bit of pressure, but don't want to seem like I'm being too aggressive. I can hear him next to me, just managed to pull away. But yeah, lap times, as you can see, with tyre wear significantly dropping off. I think this guy's going to stay out for one more, which could come back to bite us. However, they do look far away, so just going to keep eyes on the track here. Yeah, going to box this lap. He's probably already at max revs, but block off that. Yeah, we're going to box this lap, change over to the hards. Probably should have done that this lap, but you know, you do feel, this is what's shocked me as well, on F1 for some reason you don't really feel the tyre wear as much. However, with this you can really feel it, and the sheer volume of which it drops off as well, that surprised me, because I've run this with brake bias, which is probably why I run it with -2 brake bias, which puts a lot of wear on the front tyres, as well as combine that with a lot of long sort of flat out corners that require a lot of dynamic. It can really stress the tyres, like stuff like that, where you're sort of trying to put your foot down and sort of not. That's really bad for tyre deg. But honestly, we're not really concerned about tyre deg right now, because we are battling with someone. Uses a lot of track there, try and cover up that mistake that we made. Yeah, so I'm going to box this lap and hope maybe he'll follow me in, because is he? Yep, he has followed me in, but as you can see now, we've got to begin the pit chain. There he is, right in our mirror. Uh-oh. Just about managed to cling on there. Oh, he's ran wide though, and he's been overtaken. Unlucky. He's given us a chance, and we are back in the lead with these fresh hards on. No, I've never actually voluntarily put the hards on before, because they just, I feel like you lose a bit more time with them, you know, because they last so long. It's a bit of a balance act between, because they last so long, but if you're losing like 10 seconds per lap, like big example, like 0.1 second per lap for 15 laps, or you can lose like 0.01 second a lap for 7 change, you know. There's people that get paid a lot of money to think about stuff like this, and you know, deserve it. Yeah, on lap 8 now, coming round. I'm actually really impressed with the people in this lobby. I've had a lot of them where it's all been push and shove. I don't know if it's just been the caliber of people I'm racing against, or just the general aggression of the community, or what, but yeah. Also, I've noticed GTS gets a lot of stick in the sim racing community as well, just because it's PlayStation, it's inferior, and you know, but I don't think it does. I think it's probably not in comparison multiplayer wise, but I think track wise it's definitely up there, because You know, I love the feel of it. I love the cars. I feel like, you know, there's sims like iRacing and Assetto Corsa. Well, Assetto Corsa's not that bad, but iRacing is a pretty bad one because everyone on there is a pro and they have teams. As you can see, we've got a viewer. Gonna come round here. But yeah, iRacing, you need really a team to do it. Also, you need some pretty beefy hardware, which can get expensive. But I like this. It's fun. It's casual. There's nothing mad. But yeah, you know, you can be as competitive as you want. You know, there's people that do get paid and professional esports, and good on them, because a lot of them go to, you know, iRacing, and even like Esteban Ocon I saw playing this, which is good. He has the same wheel as me actually, which surprised me, because you'd think like F1 driver get paid a lot, they wouldn't be stuck here with a 200 quid wheel, but hey ho, I love this little wheel anyways. Nice and compact, fits on the desk really nice, but it's not overly powerful. You don't really need a lot, doesn't need maintenance at all, bit of clean. But yeah, 134 on that was the other stint, is the fastest lap. Yeah, pit stop round's been through and I've just made a clean getaway. Hopefully not going to screw it up, touch wood, but you know. There we go, fastest through the first sector. Is the weak sector that I'm pretty bad at, but I'm just going to keep going. You see, you got to pick your braking point, because depending on what tyre you're on the tyre deck, it can really make a difference between braking after that bridge, for example, and braking on the bridge or before it. So like the hard tyres are reasonably new, only done a few laps. I can probably get away with pulling a bit more on them than I currently am, but you know, I want to save them for the battles. I don't want to be stuck with half-dead tyres, you know, like 2 laps in, and then have a fight with someone, like if I spin out or something. But hopefully that won't happen. Touch wood again. There we go. Finish 1:35.9. So as you can see, we are doing better than the other one. Whatever. I've just noticed, in my in-lap I had a 1:32, which doesn't really make sense, because you'd think your in and out laps would be longer, but you know. Here we go, in the fastest in the sector again, coming round. You could probably do that flat out, but not with these tyres, you can't. But yeah, the selection of races has been alright. The go-karting, interesting change, comes out once in a couple blue moons, but you know, they're fun, they're fast, they're just dead snappy, and you know, you don't expect professionalism from them. In this, you'd expect people to have a reasonable pedigree of knowing what they're doingness, but like in the go-karting race, just a bit of fun. They only take like best part of 10 minutes, so also, what a lot of people don't realise is traction control for some reason kicks in when you change gear, and I'm not sure why. I get it if it was a manual car, but this is semi-automatic gearbox, so don't need a clutch or anything. But yeah, coming up to max revs, slam hard on the brakes, lift off for a turn. You can actually see pedal inputs and where the car's pulling if you look at the bottom, because for example when I come around this corner and I accelerate, that red zone there is where the car wants to accelerate, but it just can't get the power down. That's where the traction control's holding it back, and too much of that will drastically decrease your speed, especially on straights. A lot of people say if you're on a straight, you ought to turn your traction control off. If you were really dead serious about getting every little second, then you would, but in this race, and you've got a lot of other things to think about, it's probably not worth it. Yeah, coming round. That corner catches a lot of people out, but that guy, I'll give it to him, he's persistent. He got knocked off and he's back in second, so, you know, he's a fair racer. It's good to see that sort of stuff. Yeah, a lot of people I've been battling against haven't really been that fair, if you know what I mean. Like, a lot of them do this and try and shake you off, and it's really not good for the community image as a whole, as well as me. And I admit I'm not the best guy racer in the world, but you know, I do make mistakes. I do occasionally have to push people off because I make mistakes, but you know, I don't drive dirty. I try and give people the space I accept when I've lost positions, and if everyone just done a bit more of that, this game would be amazing. Here we go for the final time, coming around this Hell's corner. Might even get fastest lap, who knows. Anyway, then probably explain a bit more about the car as they come around this corner for the final time this stream. The car is the Motul, I think it's the Nissan. I can't even remember. I'm really bad with that sort of stuff. Yeah, Nissan. But it's a really nice, nippy little car. It doesn't really like to turn. That's why I've got it on to brake by sector 2, so I can load up the front tyres a bit more. But you know, nice nippy little car. I've got my own livery for it. Love driving it. There's not many group 2 cars around. There's like the OU Toms, there's the Motul, and there's the Navi, but other than that, coming down the straight now for the final time, pull next to the pit lane, really fast start, good job. Take P1, get it. That was a pretty intense race towards the start. After the pit fades, sort of managed to break away from the pack, but you know, you can't really have the breakaway without some facts. Oh, some guy in 5th didn't switch tyres. I made that mistake a few times. Quite a lot of people got penalties. Good that we kept it clean the whole time. I like that. But yeah, as we wait for the final order to come through, we are gonna start ending the stream. So if you did watch, or if you are watching in the future, probably not, but thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'm doing this just to try and get better at, you know, speaking whilst driving, because that's probably one of my downfalls. I have to be concentrated all the time. But yeah, if you want to see more of this, just let me know. If you want to add me, there's my username. I'm on this pretty much all the time, so yeah, thanks for watching.